before we wrap up this show today. I love this conversation, by the way. Something a foolproof, not entirely, but mostly foolproof message you can use if you're struggling with your replies. Like that's usually the bottleneck is, hey, people aren't replying to me, or they're not positively replying. They're telling me to stop messaging them. So I'm excited about this because I was going to share this to begin with, but then Alex gave me even a good idea to add to this. So I call this the what I do sandwich. And it's such a stupid name for something. And I still haven't come up with a better one. So I'm going to run with it.
Burn Brian in the comments for saying what I do sandwich, please.
It's called the what I do sandwich. And let me tell you about this tasty sandwich. So first layer of bread in the message, quote unquote, is just thanking them for connecting. Hey, so glad we were able to connect. The meat of the what I do sandwich is what you do. So this is the part where most people screw up, is they make it all about them and they just make that direct offer. So this line could be like, hey, thank you so much for connecting. We help plumbers get blank, right? And we'll get back to that in a second. Then the third piece of the sandwich, quote unquote, is this is the last piece of bread, quote unquote, is now an open-ended question about them to turn the spotlight back on them. Because what you just did is what you would do in a normal conversation with a human being. Like, hey, I'm Brian, so-and-so. What do you do? So you gave them a chance to not only ask about what you do, if that's interesting to them, but you also asked a question, so it turned it back the spotlight on them to make it about them, to open up now a dialogue about how you could potentially help them. Now, I would like this question to typically be a qualifying question. It could be like, how long have you been a real estate agent? How's the market been in your area? Is it crazy like everywhere else? Of course, like relevant time, like things that are relevant to what's happening in the industry around that question can be very helpful. Sure. What I got excited about with what Alex was sharing earlier, having something funny, right? So in that what I do part, making it funny. So, hey, thanks so much for connecting. So part one. Part two, I help plumbers avoid the shit leads that come out of their clients' toilets every day.
Yeah, for sure.
Open-ended question, where do most of your clients come from?